It's a miracle. Jalen Ramsey is practicing today, and interestingly enough, it coincides with a 3-year new deal, making him the top paid cornerback in the league. Just a coincidence, I guess. I don't know what. I just want him to be there for this week and week 2, especially because I'm going to go see the game next week. We need him. I don't know if he'll be playing, if this is a real injury or the injury was being exaggerated, whatever. I'm going to cover the deal. There's no way to say, look, Jalen Ramsey is a top cornerback. Is he Deion Sanders? No. But the guy is a stud cornerback. He plays a critical role for the Weaver system, critical role to stop the pass. This is what this league is about. As much as, I talk about the offensive line and running the football, that is not what it's not the same value as it was 2000s, early 2000s, before the Brady Cry job with Manning, or the 90s or the 80s. It's still important. I think the league is moving more towards pass balance. I think if you watched the Ravens game last night against the Chiefs, you could see, obviously, these are not, 45, 39, or 38 scores or something like that. It's kind of in those 20 range, low 30s. And there's critical moments where the pass comes into play, defense comes into play, and the running game plays a little bit as well. But you got to stop the pass. You've got to stop the pass. And Ramsey's a guy who could stop he can get on the tight ends because he's big enough. He can cover guys. He can play man. He can play zone. So making him the highest paid cornerback has positives and negatives, but we're not going to find out. I mean, the positive is, even if he's 32 years old, which this contract will probably run to, they haven't really given the details. So 24, 25, you can see the contract here. I'm figuring it goes to 26. It's new money to guarantee him, that his play here is going to get paid. They just can't get rid of him and say if something happens this year, or maybe even next year. So I'm assuming 32 is the kind of cutoff. I don't think they're going to keep him here till 33 and 34. I don't think they're wiping out all those 3 void years. If they got him till 34 years old and is locked in money, that is more risky, but I don't think that's what the case is. But anyway, Ramsey is a guy that even at 31 and 32, he's going to be talented. Will he be as talented as he was 3 years ago, 5 years? No. Father Time always wins, except if you're Tom Brady. That guy probably made a deal with the devil. But he's a quarterback too. When in an athletic position, there are very few Darrell Greens, and he's not Darrell Green. But he's still going to be quality player. I think we're kind of putting everything in this year, next year. There's a lot of money tied up to big-time players. I got to go over what the contract means as far as the cap, but we don't know. Will he be healthy? Is he going to miss 2 or 3 games now, and then you're paying him the big money, or is he coming out the gate hot and he's going to be with us Sunday and then Thursday, and he'll play for the whole season? If he's healthy for the next couple of years, it probably is worth it. But we've got to see. There's no way to determine that. But if you want to go on the other side, I don't like the way it was played out, where he's not. If the injury was like kind of low key and it was about a contract holdout, I understand why. Teams screw these players all the time. They got to do their stuff. I just don't like any. I don't like when a team does it to the player, and I don't like when a player does it to the team. I know it's business. I'm not a business guy. That's why I kind of relate to Tua a lot of ways when he's like, it's personal. I really identified with that. I know this is business. I talk to people other people that do this thing, and, I'm supposed to talk to you guys. It's a business, but I just can never pull my heart out of it. And so I really understood Tua on that one. So I don't like any of this. I know it's been going on forever. It's a little bit of Curtis having his head in the sand. But if you want to even dig a little deeper, Hunt, we could have had Hunt for about the same price, and he's a whole messy years younger. And you say, well, he's not as skilled. Well, maybe you're right. That's fair. But we got to see how it plays out. I mean, you look at the Ravens, and the Ravens, they were struggling all night. If they even mentioned it, they had to help chip on the DT of, I can't remember his name right now, the superstar. I just woke up, had my first cup of coffee. But, the superstar DT on KC, and it slowed down guys going into routes. Reason you chip is because you don't feel comfortable with the guy you got there. You lost some guys that were on your team that made your offensive line better. And so now you've got to compensate, and it cost them a little bit. But then you look over with the KC Chiefs, and, they do a really good job. They did a great job getting Mahomes. They did a great job developing skills and stuff. But look what they did with the offensive line. Super Mateo was drafted in the second round, and he's starting. Did a perfect night? No, but he did pretty darn good. They find guys on the offensive line. How many times did you see 5 guys going in routes and 5 guys blocking? And so the blocking does come into a major piece of this game. Doesn't mean we should have kept Hunt for that kind of money. I'm not saying that, but that's going to be part of the equation. Maybe Wilkins was just a little bit more. Younger, though, although Wilkins is not that much younger than Ramsey. So we got to see how it plays out. I do think that we had to do it because if he's like, oh, my hamstrings bother me, I'm holding out 4 or 5 games, the whole season could be tanked. So I don't think we had a choice. I think you spent the pick as a second round pick to get him. You're on this train now and you got to finish running. Let's see what happens. I praise back because I showed my last podcast, didn't seem to get much traction. I guess maybe because I put it out before the game. I talked about leverage, and leverage is critical in this game, and Ramsey helps a ton with the leverage on this defense if he's in. Let's see. So that's the news. Derek, I'm getting your. I'm going to get the center film later in the day as I get into the matchups and make the prediction on who's going to win. So that's it. Come check me out on the live Friday night. Also. Check me out on Mafia Sports Report Saturday. We're starting our AFC Roundup. So come check us out there. I'm going to be covering, like I do every year, covering the AFC from the Dolphins' perspective with 4 other guys that are covering their teams, the Patriots, the Jets, and the Bills. Tommy, of course, is the Bills guy. And we're going to be doing that 4 p.m. Eastern time every Saturday. So definitely come check us out there as well. Anyway, Curtis saying, be well, go Fins. Curtis out. Start building your own online sports book today by getting signed up with aceperhead.com service that'll allow you to book action on sports from all around the world.